Do you remember that Little Britain sketch? We saw it time and again, where the political figure was caught in some ludicrous, embarrassing circumstance and then gave an explanation that was totally unbelievable and said, and that is the end of the matter. It was funny on Little Britain, but it isn't really quite so funny now. Do you know, even if the original journey up to Durham was questionable, and I'm quite certain that had he been stopped on the A1, they would have said return to London. But even if that was questionable, it was pretty obvious that the trip to Barnard Castle was a minor breach of the regulations. That was obvious to everybody. And yet they invent some cock and bull story that his eyesight wasn't very good, which is why he had to go on a 60-mile round trip. We get Michael Gove coming on LBC with Nick Farage saying that he too has driven at times when his eyesight's not good. I thought if you drove when you weren't fit to, that was perhaps leaving you liable to a fine of £1,000. They concocted a story that was unbelievable. They tried to defend it, and nearly all of this would have been avoided if Cummings had said, look, it was Easter Sunday, it was my wife's birthday, the weather was beautiful, my wife had coronavirus, my young son had spent a night in hospital being ill, I'd been through 2 of the most miserable weeks health-wise of my life. We were getting a bit better, and yes, we did go out for a drive, we did walk through a wood, we did sit by a river, we didn't come into contact or breach social distancing rules. It was a minor breach and we're sorry. Do you know what? If he'd said that, I reckon most of us would have said, well, do you know what? We might have just pushed the rules a little bit here and there, and hey, where's the harm? In a situation like this, had we had a little bit of honesty in that press conference from Dominic Cummings, I think, some elements of the media, of course, would have bayed for blood, and we know that and we understand that, but I think public opinion would have said, yeah, all right, fair enough, let's just move on, let's just get on with it. As it is, about 40 Tory MPs have come out and said that he should resign. Many of the big guns, who privately may feel like that, have not said so publicly. One of the reasons is they want him around for the next month, particularly to make sure the next stage of Brexit actually does get done. But I think the behaviour around this has led to a loss of confidence in Boris Johnson as a leader that he's going to find very difficult to recover.